I did not have Chris Boucher as the most valuable Raptor in 2025 on my bingo card. What an unbelievable fourth quarter. I got flashbacks of that epic Mavs comeback, of course, led by Boucher, Lowry, and Boucher. He is the old Raptors personified, right? He was on those Kyle Lowry-led teams. He was on that championship team, the lone member of that 2019 Raptors championship squad. Chris Boucher, ladies and gentlemen, single-handedly won this game for the Raptors against the Golden State Warriors. This was actually an exciting game. What a game on Monday night. Warriors, Raptors, Stephen Curry in town. So many fans coming to watch Steph as Curry. He had a good game, but what if I told you Chris Boucher outplayed Stephen Curry in the fourth quarter? You would not have believed that story going into this one, but that's what happened, guys. Darko Rajakovic said that the secret is that Boucher started drinking espresso before the game. So I think that gives him some extra boost there. That's what Darko said. And I'm starting to believe something's going on here because Chris Boucher, I don't know where the hell this has come from, but this dude has turned into an absolute phenom for the Raptors. He had 18 points in this one, 17 of them coming in the fourth quarter alone. And really, he had, one miss there at the end? This guy was hitting everything. Chris Boucher helping the Raptors win for only the second time in their last 18 games. It's the Raptors' first clutch win since they beat Miami by 3 on December 1st. And the Raptors outscored the Warriors 29-23 in the fourth quarter. And Boucher, 17 of his 18 coming in that fourth Q, just missed one shot. He was 7 for 8. This dude has been playing out of his mind, and it's not just this game. He has been on a heater in his last 4 games. This dates back to that Knicks game when Darko gave Boucher garbage time minutes, and then Boucher's like, yeah, you're only going to give me 4 minutes? You're going to give me garbage time minutes? I'm going to show you what it can do. He comes into that game against the Knicks. He scores 10 points in 4 minutes in a hurry. Then against Cleveland, he almost helped the Raptors steal that one too. The Raptors were in that game against Cleveland because of Chris Boucher. He had 23 points on 9 for 8 shooting from 3. Then he had 14 points. I believe all of them came in the first quarter. He was on fire out of the gate, 4 for 5 from 3. And then this game, 18 points, 7 for 9 from the field. So he's been hitting his shots. He's been on fire, and beyond the numbers and the stats, it's just been the hustle that he brings, the energy, the boost from the second unit. He has been that much-needed spark for this Raptors bench that was seemingly dead before these last 4 games. Credit to Jamal Shead. He's been playing well, too. I got to, highlight him. But it's been the Chris Boucher show from off the bench. And this goes down as the Chris Boucher game because he literally helped the Raptors win this game. Without Boucher, the Raptors suffer another L. I know Barnes was really good in this one. He had 23 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. But they were lacking another guy stepping up. RJ, the 15, but he struggled from the field. Grady. It was Boucher. The Raptors, they needed another guy to come up big along with Barnes, who was kind of the stable force all game. And it ended up being Chris Boucher. Man, that Chris Boucher trade value right now, guys, is at an all-time high. And look, I know people are loving what we're seeing from Chris Boucher, and it was definitely a fun experience seeing him go to work, but I got to keep it real with all of you. The Raptors better hurry up and cash in on a trade for Chris Boucher before this dude steals the Raptors some more wins. Because I know it's fun right now that this is happening, but the Raptors can't lose focus of what they're ultimately playing for at this point. And they can't lose focus of what's at stake here, and that is trying to put themselves in the best position of getting a top 3 pick, because the Raptors are way out of it. They're not getting to the play-in. They're nowhere close. They can't have Chris Boucher all of a sudden have the Raptors steal some wins and then ruin their chances at a top pick, because this is a game that I don't think anybody had the Raptors winning. The Warriors got to look themselves in the mirror and be like, wow, we stink. You really let Chris Boucher beat you, Warriors. The Warriors are trying to go for the playoffs. They're trying to maximize the last of Stephen Curry's prime. And they really let a rebuilding, tanking Raptors team beat them because of Chris Boucher's excellence in the fourth. So the Warriors are in shambles, but for the Raptors' perspective, they can't have this happen too many more times. Like, yeah, Chris Boucher steals you one, but the way he's playing, like, Chris Boucher can help you be a competitive team, and he has allowed this Raptors team to be competitive. They almost stole another one against Cleveland the other night. They were in it against Detroit. They beat the Warriors. So if Boucher continues to play like this from off the bench, and this was a Raptors team that didn't even have Emmanuel Quickley in this one, like, Boucher's going to have this team competitive, and we're seeing it. So obviously that's not the play for the Raptors. I know there's a good portion of the fans that don't want to see Boucher go because he does mean so much to this team in terms of being the lone member of that 2019 championship team. But right now, that is the play. Like, Boucher's trade value is never going to be any higher than this. I've been seeing, talk out there, first round pick. You're not getting a first round pick from Boucher. Let me put that flame out before it gets any more big. But certainly a second rounder. Hell, you can convince me, maybe I'm even crazy saying this, but maybe you can even convince me 2 second round picks with the way he's playing. Like, Chris Boucher, there are contending teams that got to be looking at this, thinking to themselves, we could use a guy like that from off the bench in our rotation for the playoffs. Denver comes to mind. They've been linked to Boucher. I said it on the pod the other day. I think it was Ian Begley who linked Boucher to the Nuggets. But there are definitely contending teams out there that is keeping an eye on this because Boucher is exactly the type of guy you want from off your bench in the postseason. A guy who comes in, brings it his all, brings the hustle, and he hits threes. And obviously he's not going to keep up this type of pace he's at, but Boucher can be a consistent three-point shot maker. And he's just been shooting the ball at a high clip right now that we see what it's done to this Raptors team. They're in these games over their last 3. They won this one. So a lot of teams can use a guy like that. I mean, Boucher has been playing like a sixth man type of talent over these last couple of games, and it's crazy that this seemingly came out of nowhere. A guy who had completely fallen out of the rotation. He gets those garbage time minutes against the Knicks. Now he's finally starting to get some consistent playing time. And he is just killing it. There is no other way to put it. Chris Boucher is killing it. And I got to tip my cap to Chris Boucher because it takes the ultimate professional to stay ready and perform like this. He has not had a defined role at all this season. Fell out of the rotation. And the way that he's been able to just play at this high of a level and made sure he's been ready, that just screams that he is the ultimate professional. He's a guy that is going to come in, not pout, and just play his game. And this is case in point of that. A lot of guys would have, this Chris Boucher situation, and it would have just blown up in their face. It would have affected their game, but not Boucher. He's gone out there, and he's just gamed. And we are seeing what it has meant to this Raptors team. So hopefully other teams take note of that. Chris Boucher, maybe we're going to get some reports in the next couple of days that his trade value has increased, but certainly teams got to be taking a look at this because he has been one of the hottest players right now in the league, just with the way he's shooting it. So Boucher wins this game for the Raptors, and it was just a crazy performance. That fourth quarter was nuts. So I know a lot of fans had fun watching that. A lot of fans didn't have fun because they're like, Chris Boucher just spoiled another L for this Raptors team that was there on the table. He got this team the W when it did look like the Raptors were going to drop another close game. But guys, let me know your thoughts to this. The Raptors win a close one. Thanks to Boucher. What have your thoughts been about Boucher's play as of late? And let me know your full thoughts down below. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. That's it for me. It's Luke signing off. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you all again in the next one.